Hey everybody, Tim and Julie here for another Batman series, a new series, Gotham. So, live action series came out 2014. So, I'm a little bit, to quote Two-Face, that's not in this, but it's okay. I'm a little bit on two minds of the whole program. Now, I remember when it first came out, before it came out, and they were talking about it, I had thought that it wasn't going to be Batman related at all. I had literally like what I had envisioned when they were describing it was actually like Law and Order Gotham. And I was like, I am 100% for this. Like, I just want to see the courtrooms of Gotham. That's it. Just to see what it's like. And I think I watched this episode. I might have watched the second episode. I don't think I did. I don't think I even got that far. I watched this one episode and I was like, nope, not for me. Because at the time, I mean, 2014, that's like 7 years ago. So when it came out, I was like, no, I was in a place where I couldn't do it. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to let the first season finish and then I'll just watch the whole first season. And every week an episode came out and I heard other people talking about it and all the characters that showed up and that were in it. And I was like, no, what, why is that a thing? Like, even in this episode, I mean, we see Harvey Bullock, we see Montoya, we see the Riddler, we see the Penguin. Like, there's so many characters, and I'm like, that's not Batman. What is this? And one of my good friends, Andrew, who I've talked about before, like, loves this series. And he was like, you just go into it thinking as it's an own series, like an Elseworlds. Because, I mean, you don't watch Adam West the same way you do Michael Keaton. Like, just watch it like it's its own thing. Like, you have to force yourself to into that. So I'm going to try. I am not excited for this. I'm not going to lie. But we made it through this first one. And like I said, we see Catwoman. So what the first thing I'm going to try really hard not to do this, and then I'm immediately going to do it. Like, the ages are what throws me off first, because so Catwoman is like the same age as Bruce. We see Poison Ivy, who is younger than them. Edward Nygma works for the police department, so he's older. The Penguin works for the mob, and he's kind of older. So we're like, okay. Now, as we're also finishing the animated series,
Right.
like Commissioner Gordon in the animated series, like Detective Bullock and like Lieutenant Montoya are like young people,
Right.
whereas in this, like Bullock is the senior officer and Gordon is the young
Yeah.
one. So we get a lot of like they're really rearranging stuff. The closest thing we can compare this to is the Batman Year One that we watched, which it is kind of some interesting similarities because, for one, in this, Ben McKenzie plays Bullet or plays Gordon, Jim Gordon.
Right.
That's the voice of Batman in Year One movie.
Mm-hmm.
And so in Year One, Gordon, like, for one, Bruce is already in his 20s, becoming Batman
Right.
when Gordon gets there. He's married to Barbara and cheats on Barbara with Sarah. That's all in Batman Year One. In this series, Jim moves there roughly the same time that Bruce's parents are shot. And he's not yet married to Barbara. They're
Right.
just dating.
Right.
And his captain, his boss, is Sarah. And it seems like Sarah and Montoya had a relationship. Because in the comics, I know Montoya is a lesbian. So it seems like possibly Gordon's girlfriend has been with Montoya. This whole series is already over. Like, the series finale's already come over. So somebody's going to be watching this and be like, duh. We don't know. We just started watching it. So like I said, a lot goes down in one episode. What did you think? Taking a break from the cartoons, going back. I mean, this is the first live action Batman TV show since Adam West.
Right.
So, what do you think of it?
I loved it.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought it was good. I liked the actors. They did a good job. Um, how Commissioner Gordon got started there, and then getting the catfish out of him
Oh, yeah.
a couple times,
Mm-hmm.
but he stood his ground. And like when the first fight, and the guy held one of the police women, I think it was, at gunpoint, and because he needed his meds.
Oh, yeah. Like the opening scene.
Yeah,
Yep.
and he comes down the stairs and comes in, hey, calm down, guys, I got this, and he goes over, asks the guy what his problem was, said I need his meds, and there just happened to be some
Like aspirin.
or something, and he kind of turned it around so the guy couldn't see that it was aspirin, and gave it to him.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, that ain't my medicine, and about that time, whack.
Just the distraction he needed.
He needed to,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. It was good. I liked it.
Good. Okay. So I mean, it went on for a little bit, so we got quite a bit. So I mean, I am excited. Like I said, I mean, it did not wow me. I was like, I'm so angry because like all these characters shouldn't exist yet. But I am gonna give it that good old college effort. What kind of a lot of the things that I do look forward to is one, I do like the Bruce Wayne character. I think whoever that little kid is, he did good. And then Sean Pertwee plays Alfred.
Oh, Alfred was great.
And so Sean Pertwee, I've liked for a long time. He was in the movie Soldier with Kurt Russell years and years ago. And then his father, John Pertwee, was the third Doctor Who, way back in like the 60s. So as soon as he like showed up, I was like, oh, it's Sean! Like I was so excited. I'm like, this is great. So, but yeah, Sean, and so that's one of the things. Alfred in the comics is much more of a hard ass because he was like ex-military, and like there's a very famous comic issue where like somebody breaks into the Batcave, and Alfred's like loading a shotgun, and he's like, oh, just because you think Batman won't shoot you, like I will end you. And that is the Alfred that we see in this. Yeah. Where I loved when Bruce is on the roof. And he's like, get your bloody ass down here. And you're just like, oh, he's pissed. Yeah. So.
I loved his accent too. Yeah, it was, I loved it.
So, okay, well, we got a lot more to go. Okay. So, any other closing thoughts for just the first episode?
No, I think it was well done. I liked it.
Okay. So, like I said, this is, I mean, it's kind of old at this point, but hey, we got to start somewhere. So, for those who've seen it, go ahead and let us know so we can talk about it. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for subscribing. We'll see you guys next time for Selena Kyle.